Hello, welcome to Instructor Allison Online Tutorials. In this video, we are going to discuss balancing chemical equation and check the rules of balancing chemical equation. If you are excited in taking this topic with me, kindly pause the video and please subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notification so that by the time I upload a new video, you get notified. Alright, in looking into the rules of balancing equation, the first thing you must consider is to check that all the formula in the equation are correct. And I will leave a link in the description below that will link you to the basics of balancing of chemical equation, how to form compounds, and how to mix up elements to form compounds, and also how to assign whether a compound is a gas or an element is a gas, or if it's an aqueous solution, or if it is also a liquid, and all of that. That will be in the link I will drop on the description, or in the description below this video. Alright, let's go straight to the main point. You need to check if the formula is correct. Again, you're going to deal with one element at a time. Alright, you deal with one element at a time, so you'll be able to do a proper balancing of equation. Of course, in that video I have also explained that we have two methods of balancing chemical equation. One, we have the traditional balancing method, and we have the algebraic balancing method. All of that has been discussed. And the third rule is balancing when we are balancing chemical equation, we are concerned about adding big numbers to any of these elements or compound. All right, we don't, or we can't, let me just put it that way, we can't change any of the small number. Like if we have a subscript in a particular equation, let's say sodium is mixed up with chlorine, 2 atoms of chlorine. You can't change this subscript. It's always like that. Only what you can do to balance the equation is to add big number in front of this. Alright, so that is the necessary, one of the important rule you must take note of. And the reasons for which we are doing this balancing of equation, what does it tell us? It tells us the amount of reactants and products needed to satisfy the law of conservation of mass. And of course, you know that in the law of conservation of mass, we are talking about matter, or mass can neither be created nor destroyed. All right, just like we have the law of conservation of energy. All right, let's move straight to solving problems under chemical or balancing chemical reaction. We have a problem here. We have a problem. Let's solve this, or let's balance this equation. Now, to make it simple, I'm going to show you a simple method of doing this. We have an atom of sodium and 2 atoms of chlorine reacting together, which is a reactant, and this is a product, sodium chloride, which is a common salt we use. So, but you can see that here we have 2 atoms of chlorine, and here is just 1 atom of sodium. So here we have an atom of chlorine, and here is 1 atom of sodium. You can see that the equation is not balanced. For us to balance the equation, let's start with the left hand side of the equation. Yeah, let's put it this way. This is the left hand side and this is the right hand side. On the left hand side, we have the element sodium, and sodium just, it has 1 atom. We also have another element which is chlorine, and this has 2 atoms. All right, 2 atoms of chlorine. On the right hand side, we have also sodium, and the sodium has an atom. Chlorine here has an atom. You can see that these equations are not balanced. The sodium is balanced, but that of the chlorine is not balanced. In order for us to balance, on the left hand side we have 2 atoms of chlorine. That means we will need 2 atoms of chlorine here to balance this equation. But then I have already established that you can't add a subscript to it. It has to be big number from the rule I've stated earlier. So in that regard, we're going to add 2 atoms. So it be that we have 2 atoms of chlorine here. All right, but then it has affected. Okay, let's start with, let's cancel this and write 2. You can see that the chlorine is balanced on both sides, but it has affected sodium, having 2 atoms of sodium also. Meanwhile, at the left hand side, we just have a single 1 atom of sodium. Here, let's correct it. Sodium has become 2, no longer 1, because of these 2 added. It affected both the chlorine and the sodium. So that means in order to balance it on the left hand side, we will need to add 2 here. That means this will be cancelled and we replace it with 2. At this point, you can see that we have 2 atoms of sodium, 2 atoms of sodium in both sides, and we also have 2 atoms of chlorine. Therefore, this equation is balanced. All right. So let's see another slide for more equation.